everything seemed to be smoother as far as how time passed. Even the way time passed changed, and the way that I could rest. I was a person that was suffering from migraine headaches, so I would expect to have a headache 2 times a week, if not more. But the migraine type, at least one of them a week. Well, the day that I woke up, I realized that I was feeling a type of pressure coming on into my head like a headache. And the Spirit said, lay down. And I laid down. And then the Spirit guided me into my heart and told me to go deep into my heart, feel my heart beat, and get into that space. And when I did, the Spirit of what God is, or what, Source is, spoke this to me. It said, buddy, you're not a body. How could you have a headache? I have not had a headache or been sick since August the 17th, 2003. Now, my wife would beg the difference. She will tell you, don't tell people you haven't been sick. Tell people that when you get a sickness symptom, you can throw it off within a couple of days, where other people will be sick around us for weeks, with the croup, the flu, things like that. But it doesn't affect me other than just maybe 12 hours to 24 hours, and it's gone.
It's almost it's almost like it's been a happy little accident for you.
It's been able to collapse time, and I've lived 3 lifetimes since this has happened, of peace and joy, and have the actual ability to teach this. So you can't give what you don't have, and you can't teach what you don't know. But when you do this is what they did for me. They taught me these simple ways of being, and I'll explain that. But the first thing that really was taught was that the Spirit showed me how to meditate. That's what I did to realize that I didn't have to have a headache. So I'm not saying anybody that has a headache can just meditate and never have a headache again, but you can. If you believe, you can. And if you really meant to understand this, you will be healed just by my words. Now get this, when I first seen Joe do the healing on a deaf woman that had paperwork in her hand saying she was deaf, I couldn't wait till we got to the back where, we could speak in private. And when we did, the first thing I asked Joe, I said, Joe, what did you do? How did you heal that woman? And he looked at me and he said, buddy, if anybody tells you they can heal you, run from them. He said, what I did is this. I recognized who she was because I know who I am. I facilitated a handshake within her heart and my heart, and she was ready, and it happened. That's how it's done, and it blew me away. So I watched him over the next year and a half do that with people that were ready, and then I watched him do it with people that weren't ready. You have to be ready to hear this. You have to be ready to understand that you are the physician, and that everything that we've ever been told about how we age and how we get sick is not true. So they taught me to speak life to my body, my atoms, my cells, my DNA, to actually shift the molecules down to the mitochondria cells, to be able to energize them with this photon energy that we're going through right now. That's coming, more photons are coming from the center of the Milky Way galaxy than the sun, and this has been common knowledge for about 4 years in scientific journals, and they know it, and they know that we're awakening. It means different things for different people, but for me, being in the Bible Belt, it's kind of always religious toned, but it's happening to everybody all over the world. more and more people are becoming loving.
Let me ask you this. When you had your experiences and you started kind of looking into things, did you notice more paranormal activity, UFO activity, or just high strangeness around you?
Well, yes, and I did have one of these experiences, and I'll tell you this. This was with another Christ-conscious being. I was in his Lincoln Continental, and we were going from one church-type service to another meeting. And he was driving rather fast, and the car hydroplaned. And while the car was hydroplaning and spinning around, going through the center divider of where they have the cables, time stopped, and he and I had a conversation about what was happening that would have took way longer than it could have in natural time. But you see, we weren't in physical time. We were in a cocoon of stillness. And literally, I witnessed these cables come over the car and break the windshield in slow motion. It was amazing. It literally, when the car did stop the violent spinning, I looked over at my friend, and he was dialing his cell phone. And I said, "Who are you calling?" He said, "I'm calling my insurance company." And he looked back over me, and I had brushed my pants leg off with my right hand and pricked my little finger on some glass, and he seen that little drop of blood, and he hollered, "Are you all right?" And at that time, when he said that, all the color came back into the world, and all of the sound, like you did a Jack in the Box. You know how that, that popping sound on Jack in the Box? That happened, and we were, boom, that quick, we were back into real time. And that was the beginning of the supernatural, paranormal experiences of what it means to collapse time, and how you can be that safe and that protected. Literally, I was told not to grab the door or the dash, and he heard it simultaneously, and he said, "Yeah, I know what you're fixing to say. You're fixing to say, don't grab the door or the dash. Just stay right where you are. You're completely fine." It was when you live through something like that. You've heard other people talk about these kind of things, I know, on your show, but it's unearthly, it's unreal, and it proves to me that we live in a type of matrix. Like, even I have come to understand it may be a simulation reality.
When you said that the photons and all the scientific journals were covering them, and it's been going on for 4 years, so there are more photons coming from the center of the galaxy than the sun, where did you learn this from?
Well, I actually heard them talk about it with other Christ-conscious beings that we would meet on the highways and the byways and the roads as for that 2.5 years of travel. A lot of these people, I'm going to be honest with you, they could have churches of 35,000 people, but they don't want it. They didn't want it back then. You got to remember, this is 2003, 2004, 2005, and they were the first ones to bring up the photons belt. And now some of them, they should have names that everybody knows, but when you're at that level of being that kind of Christ-conscious being, you don't want people to know who you are. Now, how they came up with the understanding of it, because you're dealing with older people, too. These were older generations, and they were prophesied that people like myself would come online, and that's how they even said it. You would come online, and you would be a witness that the time was happening, that the harvest was near. So I didn't understand any of that talk until later. It took time to get, the verbiage down because they were speaking so antiquated in Christian terms and things like that. But once I did my own research, when I finally got my hands on the internet, that would be 2007, 2008, 2009, I started my blog page, so you can go back on it and look back at, when I started in 2009 and see some of the things that I was posting. Basically, that's my library of the steps of consciousness that I have walked to get to the path that I'm on now, which is no different than anybody else. It's just what it is. Let's just put it that way, because we all are coming into the same thoughts. It's not like we got something somebody else doesn't have. If one of us is receiving it, you're going to get it. It's going to take a while for it to resonate with you or your level, or for you to even be able to tell it or show it to someone else. But it's a type of vibration of energy that when we know what we're hearing is the truth, we understand it. And then we can research to see what the bull crap is and see what the truth is, because there's a lot of disinformation out there about the photon belt, about this energy wave that changes not only your consciousness, but your body, your actual ability to be healthy.
Right, buddy, I'm going to get you to hold on right there, because we are going to go to break here at the bottom of the hour. Researcher Buddy Huggins is our guest tonight on Spaced Out Radio. We're going to get into a lot of the Mandela effect, CERN, portals, timelines. Is there a change going on this planet? Do we know where it's coming from? What is truly going on? More with Buddy Huggins on Spaced Out Radio after this.